The American Beatbox Championships 2011 was the second edition of the American Beatbox Champs, taking place at Le Poisson Rouge, a concert venue in Manhattan, New York. It was once again organized by the World Beatbox Association, founded by Chesney Snow and Jim Wild. Compared to last year, which had 8 competitors, this year featured 16 beatboxers selected from Wildcards to compete in a head-to-head single elimination bracket. This top 16 would be the standard solos format for the championship from here on out, matching other beatbox competitions throughout the world. Other than that, the tournament was similar to the 2010 championship in many ways, with familiar faces returning, important figures in the hip-hop scene being involved, and the 3-round wildcard system still being used to decide who the live competitors would be. 3 of the same judges from last time returned for this one. Once again, we had Rahzel, the godfather of noise, Kenny Mohammed, the human orchestra, and the drummer Swiss Chris. One new judge joined them this time, that being DJ Johnny Juice Rosado, a well-acclaimed artist who did great work with Public Enemy, as well as many other groups and media projects. Just like last year, the judges would still deliberate publicly when making their decisions for the battle, and once again we have an even number of judges. Alright, so before we delve into the actual competition itself, I wanted to give a special thanks to 3 people in particular, the first being MC Beats, who got top 4 in the 3rd World Beatbox Championships women's category, Musical Mammal, who actually competed in this American Champs, and this guy named Jeff. I don't know who Jeff is, but thank you, Jeff. The reason why I'm thanking these 3 is because back then, recording for YouTube wasn't a main priority for event organizers yet. Many beatbox battles back then were not fully recorded, if at all. In this case, we would have almost no footage or video documentation if it weren't for these 3 uploading to YouTube. So they have my utmost appreciation, because otherwise this year's battles might have been entirely lost to history. With that in mind though, I unfortunately was only able to find footage of 8 of the 16 battles, so we will only be able to delve deeply into half the battles, which really sucks. I really wish we had all of them, but I'll take what I can get. So we almost lost the bracket matchups as well, but luckily I used a video from Musical Mammal that showed who was in the competition, and I combined that information with the 8 matchups on YouTube, and I was able to fully reconstruct the bracket accurately. So we're good there, we didn't lose the bracket. Alright, so with all of that said, my friends, let's get into the American Beatbox Championships 2011. The same 3-round wildcard system from 2010 was used again here to decide the final 16 competitors. The first round was a solo round entry, which was just beatboxing whatever you want for 2 minutes, very similar to the wildcards that we do now. The second was backing a vocal track, in which beatboxers would receive a selection of tracks and choose one to beatbox over. And the third was a cover round entry, and as far as I know, they can cover whichever song they want. These wildcards are where we start to see some familiar names who may or may not be important later on.
What's up? This is Bloomer for the 2nd American Beatbox Championships, and I hope you enjoy. This is my solo round.
That's the sound of the police. Sound of the beat. Oh. This is Spence from Manhattan, New York.
My name is Mr. Wobbles.
So for your guys' entertainment, I took the liberty of watching every single one of these wildcards on the channel because I am sick in the head. So here are the best ones in my opinion from each of the rounds. I hope you're grateful that I did this for you.
Never cross over. Me never go commercial. I'll never cross over.
Yes, y'all. Feel the beat, y'all. Freak, y'all. You don't stop. Yes, y'all. I feel the beat, y'all. Freak, y'all. You don't stop.
Hey, teacher, leave those kids alone. Crawling all you're just another brick into the wall. Crawling all you're just another brick into the wall.
Break it down.
Now, to introduce the final 16 competitors, starting with the two that are returning from 2010. Firstly, we have the first ever American Beatbox champion returning, Frisco from California. And secondly, we have Heaven from Atlanta, Georgia. This makes Frisco and Heaven the first ever two people to compete in the American Beatbox Champs twice. Now moving on to new faces, we have SwiZZ from California, Brian Bernstein from Boston, Mass, also known as Trihedral, Fitz from Wisconsin, also known as the content creator 80 Fitz. Beat Rhino from California. JFlo from New York City. SwiZZ from Illinois. CWEST from Texas. Orthobox from Texas, who you may know from his You Can Beatbox tutorial series. According to an article by Diamondback, he is inspired by the Jewish singer Matisyahu, and he aims to make his devotion to Orthodox Judaism something he wears with pride as an artist. Later on, he would also compete in the Israeli Beatbox Championship in 2021.
To get you on the road towards understanding breath control and inward drag, there's really only one thing to do, and that is practice beats. So here is the first one.
Audio track from Pennsylvania. DrC from California. Musical Mammal from California. Sung Lee from New Jersey. Track 9 from California, who you may also know from her tutorials.
And this is just how to make the actual lip roll itself. The sound is...
And last but not least,
1000, 1001. Oh! My name is Bones, and I'm from New York.
and that rounds out the top 16 competitors, with the most represented state being California with 6 beatboxers. Alright, so before we go into the battles, I wanted to describe the American beatbox meta at the time from my perspective. Meta being defined as the conventions of the competitive beatboxers at the time. So first and foremost, one of the most important things is the dubstep influence this time around. There's a lot more of a general electronic music focus, and that's likely due to beatboxers like Reaps One, Slizzard Skiller becoming more popular in the global stage, and also those genres of music being popular at the time. So there's probably some influence there, and as a result, you're gonna hear an increase in bass sounds being used, specifically throat bass, lip oscillation, sometimes high-pitched, and there are some beatboxers who are going to be breaking flow just to go into throat-based dubstep. You'll notice that as well. Secondly, technicality has improved a lot compared to the previous year. This time around, there are a lot of beatboxers coming in with fast drum rolls. There were not many beatboxers doing that in 2010, so that was cool to see. Third thing is there is still some hip-hop focus. Not as much as in 2010, but still a good amount with the vocal scratches and also the choices of covers that the beatboxers would do. Fourth thing, covers. A lot of covers this time around, which we can kind of expect because the wildcards for this competition included a cover round. But you will notice one of the main strategies for the beatboxers here is trying to land something with the crowd by selecting the right cover and then doing it in a way that combines it with their vocal sounds or their sound set. So you'll see a lot of that. And last but not least, shit talking. A lot of shit talking. They don't even integrate it into their beatboxing. They're not doing beat rhyming. They're not doing lyrics. They're literally using the beginning of the round or the middle of the round, wherever, to just talk shit to their opponent, usually saying they're doing the same shit over and over again. It seems like this time around, everyone had something to say about someone. So there's that. So also to talk about how I'm going to go into analyzing these battles, I'm going to show the battle by itself first, just how it was recorded. So you could be all caught up, and then I'll do the commentary after each of the individual battles, and then I'll move on to the next battle, do the same thing. And then for all of the results that aren't covered by the battles, I'm going to show that in the video as well. So the bracket will be fully updated, and it's going to go in chronological order of the bracket. So we'll go from top 16 to top 8 to top 4, and then pretty much I'll just like give an ending to the video, and then yeah, we'll be good from there.
Let's do it Mortal Kombat style.
That's 1 minute each. I will give you this mic when he's done, and vice versa. He'll give you the mic when he's done. Okay? So, one more time for the people that are opening up the entire battle. SwiZZ Judges, you ready? Judges back there, you ready? Yes. Let's do it. 1, 2. 1, 2.
right, the judges have to go to mic. So make some more noise for these contestants right here.
We are trading off for a second. Before we get into who's next, we are actually going to have the judges we don't have time to actually give feedback on this round, unfortunately. But we will have the judges announce the winner. Before we do, make some noise for both SwiZZ. Let's get a light back there for a second, if you don't mind, light man.
SwiZZ is the winner on my behalf. Yeah, my son won. My name is SwiZZ Chris, so he stole my name, but he was nice.
With the Z's though, with the Z's.
I gotta give it to my man SwiZZ. You know, appreciate your clarity and everything. And yo, my man, you know, you powerful, man. You're really powerful, man. Just want to see you pace yourself, man, and master your technique. But you got the idea down pat, baby.
Quest? You talking about Quest?
Yeah, Quest, yeah. So Quest, you get a lot of love, Quest. You be the human beatbox Quest love in the house, alright?
Yeah, I got SwiZZ also. Quest, I love you. I love what you were doing, but your technique, you know, tighten that up, man, and you will be a monster.
Yeah, not much to say, but SwiZZ, you take this round.
All right, next up.
Alright, so SwiZZ takes this top 16 battle against Quest, matching up against Sung Lee in the top 8. I'm going to share my thoughts on this battle based on what I saw, but of course with every single one of these battles, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not there live, I'm watching it from a crowd camera point of view, so I'm basing my opinions from what I see here. Alright, so first things first, SwiZZ sounds like he has a good foundation for hip-hop beats. Right off the bat in round 1, you could hear some pretty quality scratches as well as a good PF snare. It's coming out very audibly and very cleanly. And in the second round, the vocal bass that was coming out from SwiZZ sounded really good. So already points there. On the other hand, Quest was focusing a lot more on doing fast-paced beats, and I think at times there was some really good speed from Quest, but in my opinion, he was switching around his snares a little bit too much, and that was switching around the flow a little bit, and it was hard to follow. So, in addition to that, SwiZZ also had a good counter to his speed in the beginning of his second round. In terms of stage energy, I think SwiZZ should have faced his opponent more, and Quest should have faced the audience more. It seemed like the whole time Quest was just facing SwiZZ, and SwiZZ was just kind of like in this like 45-degree angle towards the audience. So if they like combined their stage presence, I think that would have been like the perfect stage presence between balancing the amount of time you look at your opponent and the amount of time you look at the audience. But overall, stage energy seemed good. Overall, I agree with the decision for SwiZZ, mainly because of his clean hip-hop sounds and his consistency. I feel like Quest was switching his snares too much. As a result, he was switching his flows too much. So there wasn't as much to hold on to compared to SwiZZ.
I got a sad song for you.
I got you.
All right.
You already know how this goes, right?
Y'all, just make sure, you know, after you rock, pass the mic off to the next competitor, all right?
Now I know you're gonna dig this.
Check this out.
Oh, hell no. I know you did not just laugh at me.
Use the knockout technique against me.
Ladies and gentlemen.
ways. I'm not just using my vocal scratch shot. But I gotta entertain the crowd, so hold on a second. Talk to your father like that. You're like a son to me. You're like a It's that automatic plastic pressing them like the plastic. Plastic. Flow a little bit. I couldn't make out like half the crap you were doing. And by the way, dubstep dude, we're in Manhattan. Come on. Just an amateur trick. This is a tight round, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for both Evan, Musical Mammal, give it up. Celebrity judges, are you deliberating or do you know? Let's go, Kenny.
Hey, yo. I want to give it up to my man. You know, I just want to give props to both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know. But what I want to say to Heaven, I felt that you should have paced yourself a little bit and just pulled back. You give you more control, more power, more projection. You know. But I gotta give it up to my man now. That's what.
Alright, Musical Mammal takes this battle against Heaven, who is top 4 in 2010, and moves on to face JFlo in the quarterfinals. Here's my thoughts on the battle. Right off the bat, Musical Mammal comes in with a very strong first 15 seconds of his first round. The rest of the round was a bit repetitive throughout in terms of like the sounds, the combos, and the tempo. It was all pretty similar throughout, but he was able to break that up a little bit in the middle with the vocal-based layering, so there was that as well. As for Heaven, the first 29 seconds of his first round was pretty much all intro and skits, and these are 1 minute rounds. So he basically spent half the round doing an intro and skits. The vocal scratch part at the end was pretty freaking sick, especially because he worked his insults into it. But just off of the 29-second thing, I would probably give this first round to Musical Mammal. Moving on to the second round, Musical Mammal starts off by saying one of the only good disses in the whole competition, and then goes into a beat rhyming heavy round that seems to be hitting like crazy with that specific crowd. So if anyone knows which dubstep song he's covering, if it is a dubstep song, I believe it is, let me know, because whatever it is hitting with that audience. But other than that, to me, the round felt a little bit rushed, and the fills did feel like they were kind of put in random places. I know it's a dubstep track, but there was not as much to hold on to there as with the other rounds. Then Heaven spends the first 10 seconds of his second round insulting Musical Mammal, but the rest of his round is actually great. Out of all 4 rounds, it feels like the drums sounded the cleanest here, and it also sounded the most well-paced here, since I feel like Musical Mammal was rushing a bit in the second round. Overall, I would give the second round to Heaven, but in terms of the whole battle, I agree with the decision to give this to Musical Mammal. Heaven showed some great stuff in his second round, but I can't really ignore the time management aspect of this battle and the 29-second thing.
Actually, to be fair, that's Orthobox right there, because he's the beatbox. I said it wrong too. So, you already know how it goes. New York versus Delaware. Here we go. I'm about to give it to New York. Gets the hometown advantage. 1 for 1. Let's go.
money in the bank.
You wanna hear technical beats? Are you ready? Shut up! So you wanna be a player, put your wheels in fly. Yeah, you're so to get a pimp out right. You try to pimp out right. Oh yeah, you officially been pimped.
I think the biggest tragedy of this championship is the fact that these two had to face off in top 16. Now, there are only 8 of these battles in full, but I'm just gonna go ahead and assume this was the best battle of the tournament. First of all, this battle feels like it took the average level of American technicality at the time and pretty much just smashed it. You could hear it right off the bat that this battle was at a higher skill level compared to most of the other battles. And it sounds like the audience was pretty well aware of that too, based on the way they were cheering. They were going freaking crazy during this battle. In JFlo's first round, even though it was an aggressive battle round, he added some deliberate spaces in there, usually after a zipper, to give the beat some breathing room, which I thought was really strategic. Then Orthobox does his first round, and you can hear how clean his drums are, his lip oscillations, his sonic booms, and then he does this fast drum roll that makes the audience freak the fuck out. And then he ends with a couple of click beats and then makes a reference to SwiZZ beats, which seems to hit really well with the audience. Overall, I'd give the first round to Orthobox because of his cleanliness. And then JFlo goes right into his second round challenging Orthobox's technical material and then switches into a really nice sounding techno beat. I think one of JFlo's biggest advantages in this tournament is that he has the best sounding high-pitched sounds, such as his high-pitched vocal bass and then the techno sound he was doing in this one. And then Orthobox begins his second round with a Pimp My Ride cover, then goes into more technical beats that, in my opinion, does sound a little similar to the beats that he did in his first round. Overall, this was a close battle. It ended up going to JFlo, and I agree with the decision. I could kind of see an OT being justifiable here, if there even were OTs back then, but I think JFlo won because of a vocals difference and not a technicality difference, even though he's a very technical beatboxer. His high-pitched sounds were really strong, especially during his second round, while Orthobox's vocals during his click beat and his Pimp My Ride cover didn't sound as powerful. Still though, this was easily the best battle of the tournament, I'm pretty sure.
New York, let's go, JFlo.
What we gonna do right here is take you back. Way back. Back in the time. Here I come, because we can made for it fun, fun.
He's a mammal! It's the musical mammal! JFlo round 2.
Let me show you some techno. Hardstyle. Now. This one's all for all my Latinos out there. Make some noise for JFlo and Musical Mammal.
Alright, so my thoughts on this battle. I like the first beat JFlo does, which seems to be a drum pattern with a wobble and a zipper. That was pretty cool. The rest of his first round is a mixture of drum tech and high-pitched dubstep, and then Musical Mammal does a cover of Lookout Weekend by Debbie Deb for his first round. So sticking with the electronic music theme before going into his own drum tech. It was a cool round. For me, the cover wasn't perfect since the drums compromised some of the singing, and I'd say the other way around as well. The singing got in the way of some of the drums, so for that reason, I'd give round 1 to JFlo. For the second round, JFlo does techno with some normal throat bass for the first time rather than high-pitched, and then Musical Mammal, true to his name, does a musical round. I think it's another cover. I don't know of which song. If anyone knows, please comment below. The judges gave this one to JFlo. Based on the 2 videos I've seen of this battle, I also agree because of a difference in drum clarity, which I think JFlo had an advantage in.
Dubstep remix. Like a G6.
Yo, shout out to Rizel. Offering is thank you, Chad.
Finish off this round.
It's getting a little...
Who y'all think got it so far?
We got Cali on the left, we got New York on the right.
All right.
DrC, are you ready to do this?
You ready to go? Let's go.
I don't need it.
Yo, Bones, what time is it? Yo, I'm trying to do the knowledge, WBA. I'm trying to get paid in full. Check it, special technique. Woo! You're not ready. I'm gonna kill you.
Alright, another New York versus Cali battle, just like JFlo and Mammal. So this video starts like 20 seconds into DrC's first round, but it looks like for the most part it's a like a G6 cover before going into some dubstep beats and then some very Korean effects sounding fills. Von3s does a sexy back cover in response, which I do think was the better executed cover because of the use of the claps. It resembles a small but important detail from the original song, so I would say it's the cover that is more true to the original song. That's, referencing. To be honest, I didn't really understand the beginning of DrC's second round, but it seems like the crowd liked it. And then he goes into a skiller roll drum and bass, which sounded pretty cool, but a bit clunky. He starts switching between PF snare and inward K snare, which I suspect was because he was doing a ton of outward with the skiller roll, so he needed to catch his breath, and that's probably why he started switching into the inward K snare in the middle of his round. And then Von3s just starts flexing drums before going into his special technique, which is a beat I think he should bring back. Von3s ends up taking this one over DrC, which I agree, mainly because of the drum difference, just like last battle.
Yo, JFlo, I am sorry to say this, but you do the same beats all the time.
monitors. Make sure it doesn't creep. Stand a little bit further back. Yeah. JFlo.
Say beat. Say beat. Say beat. Make some noise.
You got a lot of energy there, buddy. Slow down, slow your roll.
Someone says raise the volume.
You want energy? I'll give you energy.
That was a good round right there. How many of y'all think JFlo got it? How many of y'all think Von got it?
All right, I'm gonna be honest, I watched two different versions of this battle and it's kind of hard for me to tell who I think won. And the reason is we're missing a lot of information here. We don't have Von3s' top 16 battle versus SwiZZ, so we don't know how much he's repeating from his previous rounds. And I think that's an important factor because JFlo's first round here rehashed a lot of his previous rounds. Also, Von3s' signature OD bass sounds really good here, so I'm wondering how much of a factor that played in this battle. But on the other hand, JFlo is going absolutely nuts with the stage presence. I wasn't there live, so I can't properly assess how much of an impact that made on this battle, but it sounds like based on the videos, he was also louder, so it seems like he was just a bigger presence. It's really close. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and just trust that the judges made the right decision with JFlo winning. Assuming JFlo was really controlling the energy throughout the battle, while Von seemed to have maybe lost some steam in his second round if you rewatch that. But with that brings JFlo to the finals.
He did the same shit last year, yo. Here's a gift cover.
Let's bring it back. I said it, pip, drop, hit me to the pip, drop, don't stop, drop it to the bang, bang, crease it up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie, the beat. I said,
Your beats are corny. This one's for you. If I could write your song, I'll tell you how whack it is.
Alright, once again, this is another difficult battle for me to assess because none of the top 16s, none of the quarterfinals for either of these beatboxers were shown. So it's hard to get a sense of how repetitive they were at this point in the competition. But Frisco does an interesting take on Me and You by Cassie in his first round. He uses some pretty unconventional sounds for this. Once he brought in more percussion, it seems like the melody was harder for him to maintain. And then Sung Lee responds with his own 5-second cover of the same song, and then comes in with some pretty clean sounding drums before insulting him, saying Frisco was doing the same stuff since last year. He then goes into another cover, which I'm pretty sure is Bedrock by Young Money. Frisco then covers Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang. There's a lot of covers in this battle before he goes into some dubstep. The first 30 seconds of Sung Lee's second round was the most pivotal section of this battle in my opinion. He layered drums on top of a melody really well. It was very technical, and then he did some beats afterwards. Everything in that section sounded really good. Then he broke flow to go into dubstep, which is one of the themes of this year it seems, but overall, the first 30 seconds were really sick, and for me, it was the reason why Sung Lee won this battle. He ends up taking it against the 2010 champion and goes to face JFlo in the finals. Afterwards, in the small finals, which is the battle for third place, Frisco takes it against Von3s, putting Frisco in third and Von3s in fourth for this year.
Let's do it then. On this side, we have JFlo, make some noise. And on this side, we have Sung Lee, make some noise. Y'all got this? Y'all already did the rock, paper, scissors? JFlo, let's go. Yo, look, come on. That was the most intense rock, paper, scissors joint I've ever seen. Everybody was staring at this. I know, right? All right, let's go. Make one noise one more time, y'all. Let's go.
Drinking his water, getting ready. Let's go. Yo, I got tired of your beats 4 rounds ago.
W, JFlo.
JFlo becomes your second ever American Beatbox Champion. It's a well-deserved victory. He had the most difficult bracket in my opinion. He had to battle Orthobox in top 16, and he kept the energy up the whole way through in each of his battles. But I do also want to give props to Sung Lee. He had to battle a lot of veteran beatboxers to get to the finals, and he absolutely killed it. This particular battle got over 1 million views, which is more than every other battle of this tournament added together and multiplied. Most of the other battles maybe had like 1,000 views, maybe less, maybe a little bit more. But like every other battle that hits 1 million views, I lost brain cells reading through this comment section. But I did want to highlight Sung Lee's comments to this hater named Jonathan Hinshaw, where he's very transparent about his thoughts on the battle and takes everything like a great sport. So I just wanted to shout out Sung Lee for the great sportsmanship. I do hate that this video has so many more views than the other battles, because at this point in the competition, JFlo and Sung Lee had used their best stuff against their previous opponents. So for the people watching this and only this, I don't think it's the best representation of either of these artists and the championship as well. So hopefully this retrospective puts some more eyes on the other battles as well as the other artists. So since there were not any official recordings, it's hard to make a true assessment of how good this championship was, especially since we only got to see half the battles. But based on what I saw, I think it was a good tournament. There's a few things I look at when I judge a beatboxing tournament and decide whether or not it's good. So firstly, did the best beatboxer that day win? Yeah, I think JFlo fits that description. Any stupid judge decisions from the battles we saw? I don't think so. I think they all made sense. Did the championship have the best upcoming talent at the time? Yes. You can tell by seeing who from this competition continue to battle after this. A lot of them make more appearances. Were the event format and itinerary well organized? I wasn't there, so I can't tell. I'm just gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. I didn't like the 1-minute rounds part, but that might have been logistical. And lastly, were the battles high level and high quality? I think they were all right. A lot of covers, random shit talk, weird flow breaks into dubstep. I just fucking flow broke my own speaking. But the energy seemed good, and this one was a lot more technical than 2010. So overall, yeah, I liked it. Congrats to JFlo, and stay tuned for 2012.
I'm here with the winner of the American Beatbox Championship. Tell us who you are.
My name is JFlo, and I'm from Long Island, New York, and yeah, that's about it.
That's about it?
Yeah, New York.
We're gonna go into it. Is this your first time competing in a championship? I mean, in any kind of beatbox competition?
Yes, it is. There's only been 2 American Beatbox Championships, so I didn't make it last year, but I made it this year. So yeah, it's my very first competition, and I hope that in the future I go other competitions and other things as well.
JFlo? Tackle?
So you can
JFlo, I am sorry to say this, but you do the same beats all the time.